Can an endangered tree with a forgotten value grow to produce a truly sustainable oil? Can a local community develop that oil in a way that improves their livelihood, helps the tree, and restores degraded landscapes?
Some time ago, you were cutting down Allanblackia trees because you felt they were useless.
Because we don't know the economic importance of it, we started cutting them down.
With Allanblackia, there just might be a way.
Because of the use of cutting down the trees for firewood, has become a threatened species under the IUCN Red List categories. We saw two opportunities. Was the sustainable use of Allanblackia oil, and if you use those species that are threatened, it's creating a demand for restoration of those species.
It could provide an increased revenue to the country if we can export just the seeds or the oil at some point. It will provide more jobs and more, and therefore increases again the value of our forest to local people, for which forest management is all about people.
For Switzerland, sustainable management of tropical timber is of high importance. Allanblackia offered the opportunity to develop a sustainable management of such a tropical commodity right from the start.
Allanblackia is a unique oil with properties that make it excellent for spreads and creams.
So Unilever saw two things of using Allanblackia, and two advantages. First was the unique properties of Allanblackia oil, made it really had strong potential for uses in products like margarine and other foodstuffs, but also the potential of harvesting it from the wild and producing it locally really fits in with their sustainable living plan. And this was very exciting from their point of view to take that opportunity to not only benefit their work but also farmers in Africa.
You know, when Allanblackia it's extracted, quickly it solidifies. Under room temperature, it becomes solid. And it's all because of the stearic acid composition. All products that we use cocoa butter for, in terms of creams, spreads, Allanblackia is also a good substitute.
The problem with Allanblackia is there just isn't enough of it.
The major challenges I see is to get the adequacy between the production side and also the market demand. Volumes so far are not at the level of ambition of the demand.
Now, what we have, we are collecting from the wild, are not sufficient even for the industry. And people are coming in, they want the seeds because of the oil.
The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, has been working with partners both in Africa and around the world to find ways to increase Allanblackia production in a way that benefits both the people and the environment where it grows.
So by having a sustainability standard, it provides a market differentiation point, and as it's being introduced into different products, we're able to say that this has come from a sustainable source, and it adds value to the product. The strength of the UEBT system, Union for Ethical Biotrade, is the fact that it's a cost-effective way of monitoring and meeting a standard for sustainability to ensure that there's benefits going to those local communities. So they receive the financial, social and economic and environmental benefits that the production of Allanblackia oil can bring.
There are many benefits of increasing the supply of Allanblackia in a sustainable way.
Say if you are into cocoa, Allanblackia comes as a bonus.
The benefits that the farmers get from the Allanblackia is enormous.
Welcome to my private nursery, and I have different species of plants here, including Allanblackia. But when I realized the economic importance of it, I also decided to raise the seedling so that farmers can get them back and then plant them, because it has economic potential to change the livelihood of our people in the community.
For farmers, Allanblackia can provide extra income when other crops are not in season.
Farmers, what they complain about is that our incomes are not regular. What Allanblackia has done is that to add an additional income for farmers.
In addition to providing an additional source of income for farmers, planting Allanblackia can also benefit their other crops.
Bananas and etc. through cola and oranges, mangoes, all together.
The government has what we call a trees on farms policy. So we're able to encourage cocoa farmers to plant it among their cocoa trees. And with farmers outside, they can plant it and add their cassava or plantain and other food crops.
Some farmers plant Allanblackia with cocoa and other crops for shade and to protect their farms from fire.
The leaf is good for protecting fire. If some people come here to inspect the Allanblackia, I always tell them that they have to plant around the cocoa farm to protect fire.
Allanblackia can also help to restore degraded lands to renewed productivity.
When we arrived 4 years ago, the area, it was depleted. So we came in to rescue the situation by planting Allanblackia and also protecting the few small indigenous plants that were left. Now when we walk around, the forest has grown up and major areas have come back.
The Forestry Commission or the ministry doesn't have the right to stop anybody from clearing an area for farms. But so we promote people to keep trees on their farms and not clear them. And so you're looking for species that are both useful to them and give them a future revenue. And the Allanblackia fits very much in that equation. And therefore, it's easy to use it for landscape restoration.
The question remains, is there a sustainable way to grow more Allanblackia fast enough to keep up with global demand?
The problem now is the maturity period. This problem can be solved through research. Research should come out with various ways of cultivating this crop, either through budding, grafting, that will actually reduce the maturity period. If we can get a material that will be bearing within 3 to 5 years, it will be very attractive to the farmers.
This is a rare black soil, but I'm collecting some from the mother tree to add it so that it can grow faster.
Last year, we were able to do soaking and different light intensity, and now we are able to get between 65 to 93% germination, and that means we are happy.
While there is still work to be done to increase production, some men, women, and children in Ghana are already seeing the benefits of planting and producing Allanblackia.
So women collect the Allanblackia, they process it, they dry it, and then they sell it. So that means women get an income. And then they also use it in supporting their children to go to school.
Education is the key to success in life. So when the people have money, they can push their children into the higher institution that they have to send their children.
And we continue to promote women involvement, not only as collectors, but even as focal persons, people who purchase the nuts from collectors. There are people who have received training in simple business development skills as a result of the AB, but which has been transferred to other activities.
So Allanblackia has get an alternative livelihood aside the cocoa that the family depend mostly on it. So 1, it has encouraged school. 2, it has alleviated poverty. 3, it has served as vegetation or protector of vegetation in the district.
The trees being planted now and a continued commitment to ensuring sustainability will be keys to reaching Allanblackia's full potential. It will never be a wonder crop that solves Africa or the world's problems, but it can make a worthwhile difference in the landscapes and lives of the people in tropical Africa where it grows. The systems are in place now for it to become a model for developing local resources in a truly sustainable way for the benefit of both the lands and the people around them.
Something small like Allanblackia oil, it still is a potential and example of how you can start a new process, a new commodity that's going into international markets from the beginning by ensuring sustainability from the word go.
They get additional income, they get trees on their land, they provide shade to their cuckoo, and then collectively we restore the land. This is a tree that also sequesters carbon. So this is also helping in fighting the climate change.
We wish Allanblackia a bright future.
It is the future of farming. It just depends on the way we handle it. It depends on the kind of importance we give to it. I would want to see in the next few years down the line, raise Allanblackia to make it a national policy, a national program of action, and roll it out to all farmers within all Allanblackia friendly growing areas, like they've done with the cocoa and with the shea nut. And I believe if that is done, we will have a greater impact moving Allanblackia into a household.
The future for AB is bright, very, very, very bright from my own thinking.